Hello everyone, this is Unit 13 here on Scene at the Homestead, and I want to tell you about a software program called Book Collector from collectorz.com. I've been entering information into here for quite some time now and using this program, and it's an electronic card catalog for your books at home. We have so many books and publications and that type stuff here in our house. We cannot keep track of it so easily of what's where and what we have. We've actually duplicated books because we didn't realize we already had a copy of it. So I got this software here and started testing and using it. I really liked it a lot because you could. I'm going to move this up here. There's different ways to display this screen here. There's wood light. There's classic. There's metal. There's different backgrounds, different ways to display it. But this looks like a bookstore, so I like the way that looks and leave it set up that way. What it does is allow you to card catalog all of your books and enter any information that you have on that book in here. Since this book here isn't on the shelf, it's actually an electronic book, I'm able to put a link to it. It's a PDF document, so it'll appear here like a book in our library, but when I click on it, there's this arrow here. When I click that, it directs me straight to and opens up that PDF document. It's unbelievably nice to use this system and have all your books on it. And know that location. Let's see if I want to move this up here to get that information. It allows me to tell myself down to there's enough information on here and enough fields to fill out. I could list this and tell exactly what bookcase and shelf it's on if I want to. Depends on how I want to set it up. But I want you to know that you can get that level of detail and a precise accuracy of where that book might be located. I have stuff that's listed that are just reference materials that are in aid bags. That's referenced on here as well. So that way, if I want to find where that is, I can find exactly where it is. This is really amazing. It has really changed the way that we see our books and how we handle all of our books here. Just scanning down through here, you can see how many either PDF documents or publications that may be on here, and just how useful this can be because everything is right here at my fingertips. All I have to do is this equine inhaler. It's another PDF. So if I go down and I look, it tells me the location is it's on this computer. So that's the only place we're going to find it, and that I listed as an electronic book. If I want to see what it says, once again, click it, I'm instantly there. This has been one of the most worthwhile things or programs, I don't know what to call it, that I've ever used. I've been happy with it and have had no issues or problems with this program or software in any way whatsoever. There are also additional tabs. So we have what I call our card catalog. Then we have, I've got my military reference for all of my military publications. There's another section down here. I'm clicking down here. I have I have a section for all the different product manuals. There is, I have all the different videos that we have, and then all the different templates that I use for, that I make off of Publisher. So this is more than, can be used for more than just books. But I treat all of that stuff as a publication or an electronic document. I cannot say good enough things about this. What I'm going to do next is demonstrate a few different ways that information gets entered in here to show how easy it is to do that. Alright, I've got this book, Farm Rescue here. It's just an older publication, but I like to keep some of this stuff just for one reference. But then also, this is the stuff I consider collectible. Anyway, it doesn't have a scan where we could, like a normal a modern barcode scan on it, but it does have the ISBN. So what I'm going to do is just enter that in here. Into this number that's on here. Remember, I'm connected to the internet. So I've got the number in there. Let me verify that I have it. 0935817 018. Looks correct. Okay. I've searched and it came up with the book. It doesn't have a cover. That's not a problem. I'll deal with that in a minute. What I'm going to do is come down here, click on Add to Collection, and then close that window. And now I'm down here where this book is entered. Some of the information is entered on it, and some information isn't. To complete it, what I'll do is I'll click over here on this little. Wow, let me move this just slightly. Sorry about that shakiness. There. I'm going to click on this little pencil looking thing here and then start filling out this thing the way that I want it. It's pretty quick. I've done it so many times that it's pretty easy or quick for me. The title's been placed the way I want it. The author's name is there correct. I went ahead and put this down as the way I want that title to be sorted. There's no subtitle to deal with. And then, it's paperback. I don't always add this information in, but I will add whether it's a paperback or not. I have several different things listed, from hardback to laminated sheets, things that I make myself, templates or spiral bound. There's quite a different possibilities. The genre thing, I don't know. I found out after entering hundreds of books on this thing, I rarely spend much time on it, the genre part, because I'm not going to sort that way or search for it that way. I'm going to search for it another way. So I just list almost everything as a reference unless it's something different. We have another section over here that can be filled out. I'm not going to go over every part of this because we'll spend too much time. Just want to go over some of the quick things that are easy to see. There's a new subject. I don't know if I should be pointing with my finger or if just use the pointer and the mouse. But add subject. So there's different topics that I have. There's rescue. So I can put emergency response, first responder. This is where I get the detail instead of the genre part. I leave it to the subject part to get the details in. Rescue. And that's really technical rescue, some of it. So, alright. That's filled out to my satisfaction. I'll go to the next section here. Which library is it going to go to? I'm going to put it in my emergency response library. I'm not going to fill out the volume, the edition, printed by. I'm going to put what paper type here. Oh, no, sorry about that. Just print stock. And then jump over to the next section, and it says location. And one thing I wanted to point out here is I forgot what this field was actually called, but this software is really nice because I can come and change the name here, whatever this field is. So as I was mentioned before, if I really want to get specific on where a document's located, this will help me get there. Since I'm not going to put it on a particular shelf yet, this is something in the future. I'll come back and fill that out later. But what I will do is make sure that it is listed in the correct, it's listed in the correct place. Where is, oops, I went past it. It's in our aid station. So it's where we keep all our rescue books at, or emergency books. And then I like to put the condition on there. And this is a really good condition. This came off somebody's shelf, clearly. I don't fill out anything to do with the credits and characters. That never seems to autofill, which is fine by me. Contents, I don't worry about that. If there's content in detail or some kind of note that I want to put in there about it, I might put something, a reference in there about what the book is. But since it's such a simple description, I'll just go copy the title, drop that down in, and that's it. And then since there's no cover, what I'm going to do is, excuse me, I scanned the front of the book and made it into a JPEG. So I'm going to take that image and then I'm going to drop it in under the Book Collectorz folders in the images folder. Now, when I come back over here, I'm going to browse for a place to find that book cover. And let's see, I think the title of the actual file is called Scan. So let's go down to the, here it is, whoops, there it is. Now I have a title, or not a title, but I have a cover for the book. And but that's this book, that's all I'm going to enter in it. And there it is. There's all the information. There it is on the shelf. And then here's everything that I want to know right from the beginning about the book. Tells us all that vital information here. And then, like before, it said if it's electronic, it's going to be this computer because that's where it's kept. But this book's going to be kept in the aid station library. So we can see that that is exactly where it's at there. And then some of this stuff, I don't know where they got the cover price for. That automatically filled in. I don't know what that was. Anyway, so there is a book entered just using the ISBN number. All right, I'm going to enter a new book here, one that has a scan code on it. We've got this non-prescription PDR reference, and it's got this scan code. So what I'm going to do is scan that into the computer. But first what I need to do is open up this add field here so that when I use, let me open this up here, get that reflection off. When I use this CLZ Berry application and I hit the scan section there, now I'm going to bring it down and scan this code. All right, it picked up the code. And then since everything's connected wirelessly through the Wi-Fi system here at the house, it sent that information directly over to the computer. This is the book we want. We're going to add it to the collection. It disappears off of this list here. I'm going to close the list out. Now there it is up here on the shelf. Here it is down here. Go over to the pencil section again so I can get the information that I want in there on it. And what I'll do is I'll take this date out first, and then I'll put it, it's already in over here. So what I'm going to do is take that, cut it off of there. That's going to be the title sort. And then for subtitle, I'm going to put 2014 on there. And what a genre is, I'm just going to make it, once again, just a reference material to simplify things. medical, and then there's, let's see if there's anything listed under medication, that self-medication, so it's kind of related to that. Here's all the topics that are subjects that mention the word medicine. So I'm going to, I don't have that on there already, do I? No, there's medical, there's medicine, formulae, receipts, prescriptions. I'll go ahead and throw that on. All right. We're out of here. These fields are automatically, some of these fields can be set up to be filled in automatically, such as what country and what language shows up automatically. And also the format can also be set up so that whenever it enters, it automatically enters whatever you set it to do. But this knows it's a hardcover somehow, so I'm going with it. And then I want to add details. It's another aid station, part of the aid station library collection. It says it's the 35th edition, so we'll add that up there. And then it's just print stock. And then the location, once again, aid station. And the condition is very good. Oh, wait a minute. The purchase price was $3.74. Gosh, I'm sorry about that. $3.74. And I got that on let's see, 7/6/2018 from eBay. And then the only notes that I have for this, really, the content details, once again, just because we don't need a whole lot of detail there. It's pretty self-evident. And then this is a former library book. There we go. Learn to spell. There's no spell check on here. I'm going to need it. There's my cover. There aren't going to be any links. Click OK. And then all the information that I added, the aid station library, here's where the subtitle is. All of this basic information is here. It's still, what's neat about it is if it has a Dewey Decimal number and you really wanted to use that system at home, it provides that number for you. But I wouldn't want to go through all my books and start labeling them like that. I don't want to put tape on the books if it doesn't have it on there already. And then the other information that was added, the purchase date, the store. Here we go, the location again, the price, the condition, what edition it is, what type of paper, and then former library reference. All right. I'm going to put an old PDF document on here. So that's going to involve a couple of different things. I'll show you how I do these. I'm going to use the Shift Insert shortcut to open up this Add Book field so that I can just start adding all the information that I want. Usually what I do is I'll start with the cover. And in order to get the covers on this, I'm going to take these images from the cover and drop them into Book Collector Images folder. That way I can come and reference them later. Then we have the actual PDF documents. I'm going to do them one at a time. I'm only going to show you one though. So I'm going to use this Olympus repair manual, and I'm going to drop it in this manual folder over here. Go back to Collector, hit Covers, open Browse. Here is the Images folder. The name of that image was Olympus something. So go down to the O's. There it is. All right, so there's the manual. Then I'm going to go over here to the links. That's where I click on that E, and we're in the Book Collector Medical folder. So I'm going to go back to the main folder of Book Collector. Open up the manuals, come back down here, click on All Files. That way everything shows up. There's the Olympus CHC Repair Manual. Now I have it linked. I've got my cover. I'm going to go over here and enter that information in here. Actually, you know what? We might make this a lot simpler. Is if I go over here and copy the title. Then I can just drop it in. That's how it's going to be filed. When I get a PDF document like this and I just want to get stuff on the computer, I'm not going to spend a lot of time adding the author or much other of this information if it's not already there. This is a reference material, and it's also a manual or a handbook. So I'm going to click on that, and for genre and reference materials, and then I'm going to put there's a microscope as a category. Let's see if there's any, or a subject. No, there's no subject called repair. So this is only going to get microscope on there. Next, I'll switch over here. This is another item that is going to be connected to the aid station library collection. Actually, I'm probably just going to make it a digital reference, because some books, even though it has to do with medical, it's just a digital reference. I'll never print that out and use it. I'll go down here. What type of paper type is? It's a PDF document. Where's its location? It's on this computer. There's no condition to fill out or anything. Oh, I still have that thing here, I think. Yep. And that's going to be it for entering a PDF document like that. Now I have what it is, the title. I can click on this, and it takes us straight to the repair manual. It's right there. And then I've just got this basic information down here where it's at. And then this also shows and can be clicked on for getting straight to the document or the PDF. I just realized that I entered this book or this PDF document into the wrong section. It's entered into the Fire Rescue Medical Collection, and Book Collector allows you to have different collections down here. I got my military, and then I just got the regular card catalog that everybody around the house uses for their own books, templates, the videos. All right, so what I've done is added that PDF to the wrong collection. Okay. So what I can do now is what's really nice, and I found this just purely by mistake because I had entered a bunch of books into the wrong collection one day, is that I can click on it, right click on there, and then there on that drop down menu there's a move to other collection button or whatever that is that will allow me to move it where I want it. I want that in the product manual section, not in my medical section. So I'm going to verify that, and it drops it right out of there and puts it into the product manual section. We'll scroll up here a little bit, and there's the book. or the PDF document. So fixing a mistake like that, and a book or item entered into the wrong collection, can be fixed very easy. When I initially installed Book Collector on my Windows-based PC, it installed a folder called Book Collector in the Documents section of Windows here. And when I'm going to click on that and open it up. When I was testing this, I was linking to items like PDF documents and photographs that were in all over different parts of the computer. But what I realized is that if I was ever going to move, let's say this PC died, and I took my backups and was going to use the backup to install this on a new computer, it would link back, all those old links would link back to all those other various locations that would have been left behind on the other computer. Because I thought what I would do originally is install, and I'm still going to do the same thing, Book Collector on this computer to get the database built up, and then I'm going to get a separate computer that's just going to be used for Book Collector and another inventory program. When I tested it, what I realized when I went to transfer over the backup files, it was referring to all these files that were on all these other locations on the old computer that were no longer on this computer and did not get transferred through the backup. So what I realized is that anything such as a photograph, a PDF document, anything that this database is going to refer to would better be kept in the Book Collectorz folder itself with all the other initial items that were installed. So that way, what I do, and I'm going to go back, when I do a backup, I do not just do a backup of the Book Collector backups. I take and back up the entire Book Collector folder here onto my external hard drives. That way, it will allow me to have everything that it references to all here. So that way, I don't leave anything behind in the old computer. That means if, like in, for instance, the manual section here, these are all PDF documents, or they are original product manufacturer's information or something that's been scanned and turned into a PDF document and then installed as or listed as a book under Book Collector's system. So what I'm saying, and I think I said this, but what I'm trying to say is that if you're going to link to all these different files, like images, all the images for the books, or anything else, these manuals, you want them all in this same Book Collector folder, and then you want to back this Book Collector folder up in its entirety. So that way, if you need to transfer that information over to another computer, or something happens to your current computer and you truly need to do a backup, I found out that is the only way that all of this information will be available. Otherwise, it'll be referring to things that will be all over the computer wherever you had stored them before, like I had done, and it couldn't reference them. It didn't know where they were because it hadn't been transferred over. I hope that makes sense on why that each section here has its own folder, and that everything was transferred from what used to be all over here in, let's see if I can move this down, and all of these files were transferred over to that one Book Collector folder. That way everything goes if you do the backup, like I said, in back up the entire book collector folder, which with the external hard drives, if that's the system you're using, it will have no problem holding that information. There'll be plenty of space on there for that and the photographs and all the PDFs, everything. Okay, I think that is probably one of the most important things that I could mention about this, is that put all that stuff here, so that way, put all that stuff here and do a backup of this, so that way everything is together. It's all in one place. If something ever happens, everything will go smoothly afterwards because you'll have it right here. Okay, I think that those tips that I gave you about keeping and storing anything that this program is going to reference in the same folder as Book Collector, and then backing up that main Book Collector folder and not just making a copy of your backups on there, is really the way to go. And with that, I think that I've covered the basics on here of how simple it is to actually use this for everyone, particularly if the book has the scan code and you use that scanner application that they provide on your phone. It can make the world a lot nicer. But you will have to, if there's anything that doesn't have an ISBN on it, everything's going to have to be entered manually. A lot of PDF documents I had to go through and do the process of where to get a cover off of it. I extracted the first page and turned it into a JPEG in order to make that the cover. Many of these books are like that here. This is a PDF document, but what I did is I just scanned, or it didn't scan, I used Adobe to separate out that page. That way I could have this as the cover on there. It really makes a difference. So much nicer to have this and know where your books are or what books you have, and not have to think about that again. It's amazing at how much it can take off your shoulders. Okay, that's all I've had. I think I've rambled on enough. This is Unit 13. I'm out of here.